What's good, everybody? It's your man's. This is Ken Jackson. And this is my experience. So I know a lot of you, probably most of you, are sick of politics, sick of religion, sick of all the craziness is going on in the world right now. I get it. It's exhausting. But we got to talk about this shit. Donald Trump has lost his ever-loving mind, and people are still supporting him. Listen, I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I don't associate myself with any political party, for that matter. But I'm going to say this. I've said it before in some posts on my Facebook page and here on YouTube. Y'all got to get out and vote in November. I know you feel like your vote don't count. I know you feel like your vote don't matter, but it really, really does. And I want you to think about this. Because if it didn't matter, why would these politicians be fighting so hard to get your vote? And why would some of these politicians be fighting so hard to suppress your vote? Think about that. Think about it. It really is important that we all participate in the matrix. Now, why is it so important? Because we all live in what I believe to be the greatest country in the world. We're not perfect. We're not perfect by far. We got a lot of problems going on in the U.S. But I've been very fortunate. I've traveled all around this world. I've been to a lot of different countries, experienced a lot of different cultures and lifestyles. And let me tell you, there's no place like home. Now, first of all, black folks, knock it off with the bullshit about African this and African that and going back to the motherland. Your ass ain't from Africa. You were born here. Forget about how our ancestors got here. That doesn't matter anymore. We're talking about the here and now. Me, I was born in Oxnard, California. These United States is the only homeland I know. I've been to Africa, been to several countries in Africa, and quite enjoyed it. But it was made abundantly clear to me by the natives. You are not African. You are a Yankee. And be proud of who you are. And that's what we need to do, black folks. Be proud of who we are. Sure, we have roots in the American slave trade. That was 160 years ago. We got opportunities to do whatever it is we set our minds and hearts to. It ain't easy. It ain't easy for anybody. And don't get it twisted either. I'm not saying that racism doesn't exist. I'm not saying that white privilege doesn't exist, because it does. But I don't live my life focusing in on those issues. I live my life focused on the goals that I set for myself, the things that I want to accomplish for myself and for my family. And I've been very successful in business over the years. And I've had some very, very hard times over the years. It's been up and down. Life is always up and down. But we have to live it. And we keep pushing forward. And we keep moving ahead and doing the best that we can every day, so that we can prosper and be happy. It pains me every day, though, most recently, to hear so many black folks saying that they're not going to vote, they're not going to participate in the system, or they're going to vote for Donald Trump. They're mad at Joe Biden. Joe Biden hasn't done anything for the black community. Obama didn't do anything for the black community. So-and-so didn't do anything for the black community. And you think Donald Trump is going to do something for the black community? Really? When is the black community going to do something for the black community? Because it's nobody else's responsibility to look out for us. We have to look out for us. And we need to flex our power, because we do hold a lot of power. But for some reason, black Americans seem to be the most self-destructive group on the planet. Black folks work hard, extra hard, to hold down other black folks. I never could understand that. When I was running my recording studios, I had clients from all ethnic groups. And my most difficult clients every time were my own people. Always looking for the hookup. Always looking for the discount. Always looking for this. Oh, let me get this, brother. Let me get that. Brother, help me out. Knock it off. I'm in business to earn money, to feed my family, and to enjoy a certain lifestyle. I'm not in business for the community. I provided awesome services, didn't rob anybody, didn't cheat anybody, and did the best I could to provide the best product that I could. And it was always black folks that would come in and try to rob me, try to take food off my plate. And it was crazy because I did a lot in the community and still do a lot in the community. I do a lot to help other people. I always shared knowledge, always helped others figure out ways to prosper in their own ventures. Never hesitated to help a brother or a sister out when they had a project that they wanted to get done. And I never did anything for anybody with the expectation of getting something in return. That's never been me. But it's always my people that gave me the hardest time in business. So now that I've retired from the music industry, it's crazy because I still get a lot of people calling me, yo man, let's do one more project, let's do this, that, or the other. And I'm like, no, I don't have the energy for it anymore. But what I do have the energy for is working hard to make this country a better place, not just for myself, but for my kids, for my grandkids, their kids and their grandkids, and so on and so on. Look, I know I'm not going to be around for too many more years. I'm on the downhill side of the mountain. And so for the rest of the time that I do have, I want to be productive, and I want to hopefully leave behind a better place than what I found, or better place than what was left to me. So I participate. And I went through all of my young life doing the same thing. I didn't vote. I didn't take part in any of the political process at all. As I got older, I started to realize how important it was to be involved. Yeah, we're living in the Matrix, but the Matrix don't work without us. We all have to take part. And we can manipulate the Matrix. And I go back to the fact that if you think your vote doesn't count, why are politicians fighting so hard to get your vote and to suppress your vote? It's funny, Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans talk so much about how the system is rigged, but yet they're all in. They're all in. Both hands, both feet, doing everything they can to run the system that they say is so corrupt. Remember when Donald Trump got elected and he said he was going to drain the swamp? And he did. He did drain the swamp. Only to fill it back up with his own crocodiles. And you people bought into it. He conned everybody that supported him. And he's still conning y'all. This dude is up on 91 felony counts. It's not made up stuff. And what really cracks me up is All you people down south and out in the Midwest and Northwest, thinking that Donald Trump gives a damn about you. Listen, I grew up in the New York, New Jersey area. Known about this clown all my life. I've seen what the hell the Trumps do. They don't care about you people. All the Trumps care about is the Trumps. And I don't even think Donald Trump is crazy. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's a very smart man. It's you idiots that are supporting him that are the stupid ones. I can't believe that y'all can sit and listen to one of this dude's speeches and still give him your undying support. And secondly, nobody's supposed to be loyal to a president because it's not about the president. He has a job to do. They're elected to do a job, and when they do a horrible job, we vote them out in 4 years. But I started this recording this morning because I want to address some of the issues that I feel need to be addressed, because I haven't heard a single reporter answer this question. How is it that a potential convicted felon can even run for president? Now, granted, he hasn't been convicted yet, so yes, I agree, he can run. But if he gets convicted, they're saying that he can still run the country. He can still be the president from prison. Does that make any goddamn sense? I can't for the life of me understand that. My brain won't wrap around that. How could a convicted felon be president? And I actually looked it up yesterday, and the Constitution says absolutely nothing about convicted felons holding the office of president. But in the Constitution, it says no man is above the law. So, here's my next question. Because they always say, well, if Donald Trump does get reelected and get convicted, will he pardon himself? How in the hell could he pardon himself? If a president could pardon himself, that makes him above the law, doesn't it? And if the Constitution says no man is above the law, how could it be possible that a president could pardon himself? So basically, what they're all saying is that the Constitution doesn't apply to the president. Donald Trump's lawyers actually argued in court last week that a president would be able to order SEAL Team 6 to murder his political opponents, and he would be immune from prosecution unless he was impeached and convicted by the Senate. Does that make any goddamn sense? You mean to tell me these fools actually believe that the president can basically do whatever the hell he wants to do and not face any consequences? And then Donald Trump gets out there just a few days ago and says a president should have full immunity. Because without full immunity, he wouldn't be able to do his job. Does that make sense? Just don't break the fucking law. And then DOJ, with their policy that they won't investigate or prosecute a sitting president. Hold on. I thought DOJ's job was to enforce the law. So how is it that they can come up with a policy that basically says they're not going to do their job if this particular person decides he wants to be a lawbreaker? Why won't you investigate and prosecute a sitting president? They say, well, because the president, the office of president is so important, and he has so much, to do this, that. But we have a vice president. So prosecute the president. If he's found guilty, lock his ass up, and then the vice president takes over. That's why we have a chain of command, so that command and control has a line of continuity so that the government doesn't collapse. That's why we have a Speaker of the House who's next in line if the Vice President can't do the job, and so on. So it is bullshit that DOJ sends a memo and back during the Nixon years and says, we're not going to investigate or prosecute a sitting president. And this bullshit that Donald Trump is throwing out there, prosecuting me is election interference. No, the fuck it's not. How is it that running for office should immune you from prosecution? Does any of this shit make sense to any of y'all? Because if it does, please explain it to me. Because I just don't understand. Listen, please leave your comments below. Tell me what you think. Let me hear what you got to say. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This has been the Ken Jackson Experience. My morning rant. I'm out. Peace.